Hi guys, I see some of you are early today, so we're gonna be starting in 2 minutes. We're gonna start at 6 p.m. Singapore time on the dot. So for those who are early, just give us a minute or two. We'll be starting very quickly. Okay, hi everyone. Hi. Hi Alexandru. Hi Charles. Hi Juha. Hi Tanaka. Hi Muhammad. Hi Brian. Hi Zara. Hi Tan. Hi Tuan. Hi Mikhail. It says chat is disabled. Let me see if I can enable it. Thanks for letting me know, Juha. Maybe I don't see an option where I can enable the chat. So I think if you guys want to communicate with me, you guys can just do it in the Q&A box. The same way Juha is sending his message. Who's... Oh, okay. I think I enabled it already. Can you guys try? Okay, yes. Thanks. Hi, Charles. Thanks for letting me know, Juha. Okay, thank you so much. Hi, Tanaka. Okay, since the chat is working, I'm going to put this Q&A box aside. Okay, so hi everyone. We're gonna have our live analysis session today, brought to you by IronFX. It's nice seeing so many of you here today. I still see a lot of you joining. For those who are just joining, we'll give you a minute or two to settle in. I'm just gonna do the introduction. Don't worry, the beginning part, it's nothing too important. Okay, so just a reminder, this webinar was brought to you by IronFX. But anything we share with you in this webinar. Hi, Gino. Hi, Grace. Hi, George. Welcome to the webinar. Hi. Hi, Kingsley. Welcome to the webinar. Hi, Carter. Hi, Coco. Okay, so just a reminder, this webinar is brought to you by IronFX, but whatever we share with you in this webinar should not be construed as trading advice. Everything we share here is educational only. So please take this webinar as educational only. This is not an investment advice, or this is not a signals group or a forecasting group, okay? Hey, okay, there's so many of you joining. Hey, Phoebe. Hi, Nidesh. Hi, welcome. Hi, Gina. Okay, cool. Everyone in agreement? Okay, I'm just gonna introduce myself. For those who don't already know me, I don't really take you guys for these webinars, but I think I do see some familiar names like Joash, Brian, Bob. I do see some familiar names here. For for the rest of you, if you don't already know me, my name is analyst and a prop trader at the award-winning firm, research firm, Everest Watson Group. We are based in Singapore. The firm is the finalist for Best Forex and Equity Research for 2019, 2020, 2021, and actually 2022, but the slides are not updated. Okay, so a little bit about me in terms of trading, right? I do have quite a bit. I do have some experience in finance and whatnot, but the most important is my experience. Hi, Tavine. Welcome to the webinar. Okay, the most important is my experience in trading. So in terms of trading, I have personally passed a few prop trading tests. For those who don't know what these prop trading tests are, it basically requires a trader to do 8 to 10% profit within 30 days, which is 22 trading days, because in 1 month, 30 days, there's only 22 trading days. The weekends are not counted. So I have passed these prop trading tests about 6 times now. I did a little research. Not many people pass this test. Only about 4% pass this test, and only about 1.4% of people who pass this 1.4% of traders who pass eventually gets a payout. So I've gotten a payout a few times already. I've passed this test 6 times. I'm currently taking my number 7 test. And yes, so I am in the 1.5% of traders. I specialize in technical analysis. So if you guys have any questions regarding technical analysis, do not be shy. You can ask in the chat box. The whole point of this webinar is brought to you by IronFX so that you guys improve in your trading and you guys can grow your account. Okay, so do not be shy. Any question at all regarding trading, especially if it is technical analysis, please ask in the chat box, because I have just enabled the chat box. Thanks, Juha, for letting me know about the chat box being disabled. Yes, mostly technical analysis. Okay, don't ask me about fundamental analysis, because I'm not like the best at fundamental analysis. Okay, so what's our agenda for today? Our agenda is to go on TradingView. We're gonna go look at some pairs. Usually in my webinars, so our webinars are 1 hour, right? So I will usually do 3 pairs: 1 commodity, 1 forex, and 1 cryptocurrency. So for the commodity, we usually go for XAU USD. But if you guys have any other requests, do let me know. I personally specialize in XAU USD, so I would much prefer looking at XAU USD. Forex, you guys can request in the chat box whatever pair it is you guys want, whether it is GBP USD, AUD CAD, whatever Forex pair, you guys can just request in the chat box. And 1 cryptocurrency pair. So for cryptocurrency, we don't look at the minor ones. We don't look at the little coins. We usually look at the major ones. So the major ones are usually Ethereum and Bitcoin. So whether you want to look at Ethereum or want to look at Bitcoin, you guys let me know in the chat box. If not, I usually look at Ethereum. Okay, and if we have time, I will end up looking at 1 index, okay, 1 index, or we can look at another forex. So usually for forex, I like to look at one that is a US pair and one that is not a US pair. So a US pair can be anything from like USD CAD, USD JPY, GBP USD, EUR USD, and a non-US pair would be AUD CAD, for example, or GBP AUD. Okay, so we can do that. Oh, sorry. Yes, so once we look at these 3 pairs, we're going to be implementing our strategy. This is kind of what our strategy would look like. We will be looking for trend, followed by support and resistance, followed by some indicators, and then we're going to look for our setups. Okay, so if you guys have any input, do let me know. Thank you. That's just our introduction. We are going to go straight into TradingView. Do let me know if you can see my screen. Okay, can I just double check that everyone can see my screen clearly? Can you guys let me know in the chat box if you can see my screen? Okay, thank you, Dana. Thank you, Tanaka. Thank you, Brian. Thank you, Muhammad. Thank you, Joash. Thank you for those who are responding. You guys can see my screen. That's the most important. Can be seen. Okay, thank you. Thank you. Okay, Chukwu, or maybe I should call you Ilo instead. Okay. Okay, cool. Okay, so thank you, Amit. So we're gonna start with XAUUSD because this is the one commodity that I usually look at. So commodities can be anything from XAUUSD, oil, I mean whatever it is, but the one that I usually look at is XAUUSD. Okay, so as usual, the first thing I do when I'm looking at a chart is I start from the daily. Why I start from daily is because I am a day trader. So I'll start from the daily looking for trend. So the trend that I see on the daily is very obvious. It's an uptrend. I don't see any other trend. Okay, I don't see price going on a downtrend or anything like that. I only see an uptrend. So the thing about this uptrend is that price usually moves in a zigzag kind of pattern, right? But in this case, we can see price kind of just going one straight line. Okay, so one thing about that is that usually we like, well, I personally like looking for zigzag pattern charts. Why? Because every time when it does a zigzag, I want to get in here for the buy. I want to get in here for the buy. When it does a zigzag, the pullback, I want to get in here for the buy, and it continues up. But in this case, it's kind of just going one straight line, so that's okay. We're only using the daily as a reference. Okay, we're gonna go down to the smaller time frame to make our decision on where to enter and things like that. Okay, so the second thing we want to do now is to highlight some support and resistance. Okay, so I'm just gonna highlight some support and some resistance. Okay, the better resistance that I see is actually this swing high here, but because I am only a day trader, I don't aim to get to so far. You know what I mean? Because when I'm identifying support and resistance, I'm basically identifying entry, stop loss, and take profit. Okay, so hypothetically, my first support is going to be my entry. My first resistance is going to be my take profit. But in this case, from my entry of 1918 to 1981, that's a very big move. As a day trader, I don't usually look for such big moves. So I'm going to find a closer take profit. A closer take profit will be here. It's not the best swing high or swing low or support resistance, but it is a closer one that I think price will have a higher chance of hitting. Okay, so we've got our support, we've got resistance. Okay, why do we need to identify support and resistance? Usually how price moves is that because it's moving in a zigzag, it will do this, pull back to your support area and then continue up to your resistance. Usually that's how price moves. Okay, not all the time, but a lot of the time that's usually how price moves. Okay, so ideally or hypothetically, I would want to get in on my entry at the first support, and I want to get get out. My exit would be at the first resistance. Okay, so let's see if I can find any Fibonacci levels. Okay, give me a sec. I want to find what I'm doing right now is looking for confluence that will line up either in the first support or the second support. Why? because the more confluence that I have, the more likely price is going to go to that area. Okay, so I don't really see any confluence in the first support our support resistance. That's fine. We're now going to move down to the smaller time frame. So every time you look at the chart, right, the first thing you want to ask yourself, okay, I don't know how many here are beginners, and I don't know how many here have been trading for a while. Actually, can you guys let me know in the chat box how long you guys have been trading for, so that I kind of know where you guys are at in terms of trading? Don't worry, don't be shy. I won't judge you. I also won't mention your name. So, okay, we've got 2 years. We've got 1 year. We've got 2 months. A couple of months. A few months. Just a beginner. 6 months, 3 months. Okay, I would say majority of you here are less than 1 year. And if I'm thinking back of my own experience, I would say anything less than 1 year, you're pretty much still learning. There's still a lot of things for you to learn. Okay, so I am going to explain because of that. I'm so sorry for those who have been trading for a long time. I do see 2 of you, or a few of you have been trading for more than 2 years. The rest of you looks like you've been trading for more less than 1 year. Okay, so I would say majority of the attendees here are beginners. So for those who are a bit more experienced, do bear with us. Okay, I will be explaining things in detail. Okay. Okay, so I'm going down to the smaller time frame. Why? Because if I am your only job as a trader is to collect information, basically, right? You want to collect information, and from the information that you have collected, you want to make a decision on where you think price is going. Okay, so what have we collected so far? The information that we have collected so far is, number 1, price is moving up. Okay, that's the first information we have collected. And that is a very, very important information. Why? Because if price is moving up, can you guys let me know in the chat box, do you think if price is moving up, do you want to enter for a buy or a sell? Okay, we've got answers coming in. Most of you said buy. There's few of you saying sell. Okay, usually a buy. Okay, so because price is moving in a zigzag, you can both enter for a buy or sell, but usually I want to follow trend. Okay, why? Because you think about it, if you go to the beach, you want to follow the waves, right? You don't want to go against the waves. You want to follow the waves. So if price is pushing up, usually I want to get in for a buy because I want to follow the momentum, the bullish momentum up. Okay, so why? So now that I have answered my question, sell to 1922, then buy. Yeah, you can do that as well. Usually when I see that price is going up, I don't even enter a sell. You can enter a sell because again, price is going in a zigzag, right? Technically, you can enter here for all the sell, right? You can enter here for all the sell. But I would much prefer getting here for all the buy. The buy, because why? You can hold it for long. You can hold it for long. And if you are wrong, chances of you price going up like accidentally or continuing to go up is higher than if you were wrong on the other direction. You know what I mean? Okay, so now that we have established that we want to get in a buy, the question is, where do we get in for a buy? Okay, so the first question I always ask myself as a trader is, am I going in for a buy or a sell? Okay, so the first question I want to ask myself, am I going in for a buy or sell? The second thing I want to ask myself, sorry, the first question I ask myself is price going up or down? Okay, once I've answered the first question, I can then answer my second question, which is, am I going in for a buy or a sell? Okay, so now that I've identified that price is going up, I now want to enter for a buy because I want to follow trend. Okay, I want to follow trend. So where do we get into a buy? Ideally, when I'm looking at the daily time frame, I want price to pull back to this area, and I want to get in for a buy in this area, and then I just get in for a buy here. Okay, but let's go down to the small time frame so that we can kind of pinpoint or identify where we think price is going to pull back to. Okay, so we're going to identify support and resistance, because support and resistance is what we're going to be using to get in for our buy and sell. Okay, so how do we identify support and resistance? It's super easy. You just need to identify swing highs and swing lows. I'm going to get rid of this and draw a new one. Okay, so why did I choose this as my support and resistance? Because there is a swing low here, swing low here, swing low here, and a swing high here, and kind of like a swing high in this area. Okay, so that means that this is a very good area where price comes, where this area is kind of like a magnet. Let me draw a magnet. Okay, this is kind of like a magnet. Okay, and price is kind of attracted to this area. But every time it comes to this area, do you see that price kind of rejects off this area? Okay, you can see that. Let me change this to a line chart so that it's clearer. Okay, can you see price came here? It turned back. It rejected off this area, it turned back. It broke. It came here a second time. It rejected off this area and turned back. It came here a third time, it rejected off this area and turned back. Okay, so if it comes back here a fourth time, what do we expect? What do you think is going to happen? Oh, actually, Alexandru, a very good call on 1922, because I am also in the 1922 area. Very good call. Right, so if 2 intensive weeks, enter along when hold support. That's right. Okay, so if price were to come here a fourth time, the thing is right now, why I don't sell from here is because there is a chance price might not come here. There's a chance from here price might just continue going up, right? That's why I don't sell from here. My best bet for me, because I try to take very, very safe trades. I only want to enter very, very safe trades. The best bet for me is to wait for price to come here, reject off this area, then I enter for a buy. Okay, that's how I would play this. I would patiently wait for price to come back to 1922 area, and then this is where I can enter for a buy. Okay, but Alexandru was saying, Alexandru was giving a good point where you can sell. So he was saying that you can sell from right now, sell it to here, and then when it reaches here, you can buy. Okay, you can do that as well, but you're just it's just a little bit more risky. You can do that as well. So it depends on your risk appetite as well. If you are I mean, it depends. Yeah, it really does depend on your appetite. The thing is, because price is moving in an uptrend, there is a chance price might just continue moving up. There's a chance that price might not come here. I hope it goes there, but there is a chance that it doesn't. Okay, so in the event that it does, I would love to enter here for a buy. If you want to enter here for a sell all the way to here, you can as well, but just remember that you are going against trend. Okay, just remember that you are going against trend. Stop loss at 1940. Okay, yeah, that's a good stop loss too. That is a very good and tight stop loss. So this would be a very good risk to reward trade. Alexandru, seems like you are very experienced trader. As you say, better to wait for confirmation and price movement to support and resistance level. Yeah, I started 2 weeks ago. Wow, very good. I think in 2 weeks you've achieved a lot. Okay, so let's go through what your job is as a trader again. This is mostly for the beginners. Sorry for those who are like a bit more experienced. Your number one job, find what trend is. We have identified trend is an uptrend. So because of the uptrend, we are biased that we are going in for a buy. Okay, because we want to follow the wave. We don't want to go against wave. Okay, so we have answered our first question as the trader. Number two, where do we get in for the buy? We know we want to get in for a buy, but where do we get in for the buy? Okay, so we have identified the area that we think is most likely price is going to reverse off. We think most likely price is going to reverse off this area. look, the thing is price can reverse off anywhere, but your job as a trader is just to find where is it most likely, the highest probability of where you think price is going to reverse off. So based on the chart structure, I think this area is the highest chance where price is going to reverse off. Okay, so now that we've identified that, that means we've got our entry, we now need our stop loss, and we now need our take profit. Okay, so I'm going to change this to entry by entry. Okay, I'm going to change, I'm going to look for a stop loss. So a stop loss, you can, I'm just going to randomly put this here. I'll explain in a while why I put my stop loss there. And the take profit, you can use the take profit from the daily time frame. Okay, or okay, this is a take profit from the daily time frame. Or if you want a closer take profit, you just put it back in the swing high area. Okay, you just put it back in the swing high area, because swing highs and swing lows, or rather support and resistance, are key levels, and price tends to like to go there very often. Okay, so I'm going to put this as take profit. This can be take profit as well. Okay, so this can be your possible, okay, maybe this will be your possible first take profit. This will be your possible second take profit. Or maybe even second take profit and third take profit. Okay, so usually where do I take profit? I would take it depending on the momentum. Okay, we're going to trail TP with stop loss. Yep, that's right. Wow. For someone who's only been trading for 2 weeks, you're very informed. Okay, so Alexandra is right. So in the event price comes here, you get in here for a buy. When price comes here, what you can do is actually move your stop loss to entry. When price continues to go up, you can now move your entry again. You can trail your stop loss, move your stop loss again to the first TP. If anything happens, if it does a zigzag, if it pulls back, at least it hits you. It hits you in profit. Okay. So far, this is my setup for XAUUSD. It is definitely a buy. Okay, the second thing is, why am I putting my stop loss here? Okay, so we need to remember this is the area we want to avoid. Okay, this is the area I think price is going to reverse to. But we can see here that price actually wicked really long. So in the event that price wicks again, I hope it does not wick below. If price comes here and it wicks, I hope it does not wick below here. Okay, so therefore I am going to put my stop loss just below this wick here. Okay, I'm going to put the stop loss just below this wick here. So even if price were to wick, even price comes here and it does a long wick, at least it avoids my stop loss. Okay, so this is exactly how I would look for a setup on a normal day. Okay, I know some of you, how do you trail a stop loss? Okay, so good question. What is your personal opinion on using FIBs to set up TPs? Using FIBs to set up TPs is a very good option as well. But in this case, I can't really use FIB because, so for FIBs, right, you usually need a swing high and then you need a swing low to get the FIB levels. But the problem is this movement here is still ongoing. It is still ongoing, so I can't really use a FIB level to get my entry. Actually, let me try. Nope, definitely cannot. Let me see on the daily. I think using FIB is a good idea if you can use the FIB. Okay, let me see if I can find any FIB levels that lines up in any of our take profit levels, because the level that has the FIB on it is the level that price will most likely go to. Okay, nope, no FIB levels lining up. Okay, at least not on the 4 hours and the daily. Maybe if I go down to the smaller time frame, I might find a fib level, but let's try not to spend too much time on XAU USD so that we can move on to other things. Okay, now that I found our setup, let me find our risk to reward. Okay, if you just stop at the first take profit, it is a 1.5 risk to reward. That means if you have a $100,000 account, I personally only risk 1% every trade. I never go more than 1%. I go lesser sometimes, but I never go more. Okay, this is discipline. This is pure discipline. Okay, so if you are like me and you go 1%, you have a $100,000 account, that means I'm risking $1,000 to make $1,500. Okay, so I'm making $1,500 and risking $1,000. This is the first take profit. If I'm going for the second take profit, okay, I'm risking $1,000 to make $2,280. If I'm going for the further take profit, I'm risking $1,000 to make $3,150. Okay, so this is how important risk to reward is, and it's also important because this is how you can scale and grow your account. A lot of people think that you need a very big account to make a lot of money. That is not true. Actually, if you have a very good risk to reward, every trade you will make a lot of money as well. I mean, you think about it, you risk 1,000. Let's say your risk to reward is 1 to 5. Every trade you take a 1 to 5 risk to reward, or maybe 1 to 3. Every time you win, you make $3,000, but every time you lose, you only lose $1,000. That's why you don't need to start with a big account. You can use a small account and scale it up. But the thing is, your skills need to be good. Okay, you need to have good skills. Okay, so Amit is asking, how do you trail stop loss? Good question, Amit. Okay, so let's say price were to come here. We don't know for sure. Okay, this is just the ideal setup. In my mind, I hope this plays out, but there is a chance it doesn't play out, you know? Okay, so price really comes here. We get in here for the buy. When price reaches here, the first take profit, I'm going to move my stop loss to the buy entry. Okay, yeah, I'm going to move my stop loss to buy entry. If anything happens, if price pulls back, it hits my stop loss, I don't lose anything. Okay, you need to be correct for about 40% of trades to be profitable at that risk to reward. Yeah. So the higher your risk to reward, the lower you don't need to be correct so many times compared to. But of course, it's better. I've calculated my win ratio. Most of the time I'm at 60 to 70%. So with my risk to reward and at my 60 to 70% win ratio, I actually am quite profitable in that way. You don't need to be 100% in trading. There's no way to be 100%. Okay, there's like I personally don't know anyone who is correct all the time. But the thing is, you need to be correct more times than you are wrong. Okay, you just need to be correct more times than you are wrong, and your risk to reward needs to be good. Okay. Actually, I'll give you guys an example. I think just 2 weeks ago, my account was at negative 3%. Okay. My account was at negative 3%. It only took me 1 week to become positive 3%. Why? Because I did a 1 to 6% trade. Okay. I did to 1 to 6 trade. That means I risk 1%. So I was at negative 3%, right? If I lose, I become negative 4. But if I win, I become positive 3 because my trade was 1 to 6. Okay, if you can find this kind of trade, it's good. It's good. You don't need to be correct all the time, but once you are correct, you make quite a bit of profit. And I think at least that is my style of trading. I know traders who do 1 to 1, 1 to 1.5. Like that's not exciting to me. I like to see 1 to 1 to 3 at least, or 1 to 2.5 and above. I like to see things double at least. Okay, so sorry, back to Amit's question. If anything happens, it hits your stop loss, at least you do not lose anything because technically your stop loss is at entry. Okay, so in the perfect event, best case scenario, price surpasses your first take profit, it goes to your second take profit. What are you going to do? You're going to take your stop loss, you're going to move it to your first take profit. So now, no matter what happens, if price continues to go up, that's great. But if it doesn't, if it turns back here, okay, if it turns back here, it hits your stop loss, at least you hit, your stop loss is hit in profit. Okay, so that's how you would trail your stop loss. I usually trail my stop loss when I'm trading. The minute that I see that I'm in a safe zone, I will move my stop loss to my entry. This is so important in preserving your account. Your only job in your job in trading is not just to win. Okay, your job in trading is also not to lose. So by moving your stop loss, you are actually protecting your account, and that is super, super important, because you are here. Trading is a marathon, guys. It's not a sprint. Okay, trading is a marathon. It is not a sprint. So you want to protect your account for the long run. Okay, and because you are protecting your account, like me, when I was at -3%, I didn't even feel scared. I didn't even feel anything, because I knew that with really good risk to reward, I can just win everything back in one trade. With really good risk to reward, I can win everything back in one trade. So there's nothing to be afraid of, honestly. If you're scalping, then it's okay. Yeah. Well, yes, most of the time I am not scalp. I'm day trading most of the time. Day trading. Okay, so that's. Oh, sorry, I'm not done yet. Okay, so we know what our aim for goal is. Now we need to confirm it with indicators. Okay, we've already got our setup. Okay, you already got your setup. Now what you want to do is confirm your setup with indicators. Why? Okay, I'll give you an example. Let's say you go out, you go shopping. Okay, you buy an outfit. Okay, you look at the outfit, you really like the outfit, but you're not 100% sure, you're not very confident if the outfit looks good on you. So what do? You ask your mom, hey, how does this outfit look on you? And then your mom will tell you, oh, it looks good. Oh, it doesn't look good. I think you can buy something else. And then you ask your dad, and then your dad will give his opinion. You ask your uncle, you ask your grandpa, you ask whatever it is. That's what indicators are there for. Indicators is just a confirmation whether you should enter the trade or not. Okay, sometimes, look, on the normal days, because I'm explaining to you guys, on normal days, it only takes me like 5 to 10 minutes to look for a setup. So this setup usually only take me 10 minutes. So sometimes after I find my setup, I want to confirm it with indicators. There's so many indicators. There's hundreds of indicators here to confirm whether the setup is good or not. Okay, so I usually use these three. I usually use Ichimoku, Stochastics, and RSI. If Ichimoku, Stochastics, and RSI agree with me or tells me that, yep, you can go in for this buy, then it gives me more confidence to get in for the buy. Okay, the same thing. If you want to buy an outfit, you don't know if the outfit looks good on you, you ask your mom. Your mom is like, yep, it looks good on you, get the outfit. You ask your dad, yep, it looks good on you, get the outfit. You ask your uncle agrees, your grandfather agrees, everybody agrees that the outfit looks good on you. What are you going to do? You are going to buy the outfit, right? The same thing. If you ask your mom and she says, nope, don't get in, that's not a good outfit to buy. It makes you look big, it doesn't complement your figure, that color doesn't look good on you, what are you going to do? You're not going to buy. So right now what I'm doing is I'm using the indicators to get confirmation on whether I should get in for this buy. Okay, so what am I seeing now? I'm seeing Ichimoku. Okay, let's see what Ichimoku is saying. I would say Ichimoku is in agreement. Okay, why? Because basic rule of Ichimoku, if price is moving above the Ichimoku cloud, okay, like here, it moves above the Ichimoku cloud, it's gonna keep moving. That is the trend that it's going to. So even if price pulls back here and it reverses from here, it is still above the cloud, and therefore Ichimoku agrees that this is a buy. Okay, Ichimoku is supporting the trader that, yep, this is a buy. Okay, so let's see what stochastic and RSI is saying. So stochastics, the settings that I use is 21, 5, and 3. Let's see what 21, 5, and 3 is saying. Okay, honestly, if I'm using 21, 5, and 3, it looks like it's going to be on the overbought area. it looks like it's going to come up a bit and then it's going to reverse. So it looks like it's going to be a buy. Oh, sorry, it looks like it's going to be a sell. If I'm looking at stochastics is saying right now it's going to be a sell. Okay, it looks like it's going to be a sell for the stochastics. But the thing is, our trade is not right now. Our trade is when price pulls back and reverse. Okay, so when price pulls back here, pull out your stochastic indicator to see where stochastics is. If stochastics so happen to be at the oversold area, that is great. If not, you can just pull out a trend line and see if, okay, if stochastics so happen to be here at the trend line, this is a good sign because it's time for it to reverse. Okay, if it so happen to be at the oversold area, it means it's time to reverse. Okay, so stochastics won't be giving us information at this current point of time because our trade is not right now. Our trade is for when price pulls back and reverse. Okay, let's see what RSI is saying. RSI is basically saying the same thing as well. Okay, RSI is basically not giving us information that we need right now because our trade is not for right now. Okay, so I wouldn't say that the indicators are agreeing with me, but I would say that the indicators are not going against my analysis. Therefore, my analysis can be used. Okay, there are instances where I find a setup and my setup says buy, but I pull out all the indicator. I pull out Ichimoku, I pull out Bollinger Band, I pull out Donchen Channel, I pull out like all these indicators here, and everything tells me that it's a sell. What do? I don't get into the trade because the indicators are telling me something else other than what I think price is going to go to. Okay, let's see where this moving average is. Yep, would still make sense. This trade would still make sense. So XAUUSD, I think I am like about 70% confident. This buy from 1922 area. Okay, area. Okay, not the exact price, but that area. Okay, 75% actually. So your job as a trader, find high probability trades, find a setup, and then decide whether you want to take it or not. I think 75% is good enough for me. I personally would take this trade if price were to pull down to this area. If it doesn't pull down, then I'll just keep it. Okay. Okay, next we've got 20 minutes more. I'm not going to explain so much so that I can still cover more. Do you guys want to look at Bitcoin or Ethereum? And do you guys want to look at a US pair or non-US pair for Forex? So we're going to be looking at one Forex and one cryptocurrency. Okay, so Tavin and Alexandra is saying BTC. Okay, so Octavia is saying EUR/USD. Okay, so we've got our two pairs already. One is BTC/USD and one is EUR/USD. Okay, so let's start with BTC. Not futures, just your normal Coinbase. Okay, the indicators are not supposed to be here. So usually when I look at my charts, I will clear everything. Why? Because I don't want to have prejudice. I do not want to have bias of where I think price is. But because the indicators are already here and I already see it, okay, we can see Ichimoku is clearly on an uptrend. We can see the moving average is clearly on an uptrend, okay? Usually I want to start with an empty chart so that I don't have bias. Okay, I don't want indicators. I don't want anything to be confusing me or helping me make up my mind. Okay. If I am looking at the daily retracement to 22500 area, 22500, yep, that's a good area. Okay, Alexandra, I think you're very good at support resistance. I think you are very, very on point with support resistance, which is very good because support resistance is the money maker in trading. Honestly, if I'm being very honest, if you can identify support and resistance, you can probably make quite a bit of profit. Okay, so I agree with Alexandru and 22500 area. Okay, that is a very good area. Okay, this will be a very good support area. Do I think it's a buy or a sell? I don't see a very obvious trend, that's for sure. If anything, honestly, if anything, I kind of see like this really weak channel. Okay, it's a very weak one, therefore we shouldn't take it. We shouldn't take it as reference. Doesn't mean we shouldn't be thinking that, oh, okay, we're gonna sell here. Okay, it's just a very weak channel. There's not much structure, not much volume, not much momentum going on. So I'm only gonna use this channel as a reference. Okay, I'm only gonna use this channel as a reference. 21221. Very good setup. Very good setup, Alexandru. Okay, so when I see this, I would get a little confused because why? I want to enter here for a buy because I see this support here, but at the same time, I kind of see this channel, but this channel is, again, it's not the strongest channel, but we're not going to dismiss that it's there. We're going to acknowledge that the channel is there, although it's a very weak channel. Okay, so because of this channel, there's now two possibilities. One possibility is it's going to go down. The other one is it's going to do this and then it's going to go up. Okay, that's the two possibilities. Now that we have two possibilities, we now need to decide which possibility do we think is going to work out. Do you think it's going to go down or do you think it's going to go up? Honestly, let me see what. No clear indication, honestly. One thing is for sure, it's bullish momentum here, so I'm a bit more biased that it's going to go up. It's a 50-50 at the current situation. That's right. I would think it's a 50-50 as well. Weak channel, like I wouldn't even want to consider this, but I do see it. Right? I do see it. Okay. Alexandra, you're right. It is kind of like a 50-50 at this point. It's a deciding factor whether it wants to continue to go up or it wants to turn back. But I'm a bit more biased that it wants to go up because the last momentum was a bullish momentum. So usually I'm a bit more biased of what the last momentum was. Like I don't usually call for trend reversals. Okay, I don't usually call for trend reversals. So I usually just stick with the wave. Okay, there are people who are very good at identifying, oh, it's going to reverse here. You can, okay, again, it's just how many times you win and how many times you lose. You just need to win more times than you lose. Okay, so I'm just going to go with, I think it's a buy. So I'm going to highlight some support resistance. I have 3 buy orders, 22600, 22450, and 22300. 22300. Oh, okay. 22300 is like this same area. Yeah, I can see why you have those orders because this is like a really huge area. Like this is a very, this area is the area that it could reverse anywhere in this area. Okay. I'm going to try to pinpoint the best location of where I think it's going to reverse. We're going to play a very tight stop loss. Why? Because at this current situation, again, the trend is not very obvious. Okay, it's kind of like a 50-50. So when we're playing 50-50 trades, there's two options. Your first option is you don't get in the trade at all because it's not a very high probability trade, right? It formed the bull flag on daily. Oh, yes, I see that. Okay. Yeah, but on the normal days, if you do see a setup that you're not very confident, there's two options. Number one, you don't get in a trade at all. Number two, you still get into the trade, but you don't put so much risk into it. So let's say on a normal, I usually put 1%. If I'm not very confident, I will usually go 0.5%. Okay, or if I'm like so, I go 0.8% risk. Okay, but if I'm very confident, I go 1%. Okay, so let's see what the 4 hours is saying. Okay, yeah, just a very quick analysis. Just a very quick analysis, like okay, I would think this is going to happen at least on a very minimal. I think it's going to come here. Look, price came here 1, 2, 3. This definitely is a support that we want to consider. Price came here 3 times and reversed. Do you see that? So it's definitely an area we want to consider price reversing off next. Okay, on the minimal, I think price going to come here, reverse, and your take profit can be in this area. Okay, if you're a bit more ambitious, you can use this very far take profit. I would not recommend it. Unless you're a swing trader. Okay, this is the take profit I would use on the daily time frame. Okay, but if you are just a day trader, if you're just a scalper, I recommend just using this closer take profit, which is 23355. Okay, you can go to this further one if you want. Try to move your stop loss to entry when it's safe. Okay, when it is safe, try to move your stop loss to entry. Stop loss, I'm just gonna put it just below this wicks. I'm hoping price comes here. Just avoid this wicks here and then turns back. Okay, let's see what the indicators are saying. Sorry, actually, let me see what Ichimoku Fibonacci is saying. Okay, Fibonacci isn't giving me very clear. Okay. Nope. Fibonacci isn't giving any confluences. Confluences is when you have more than one Fibonacci level. You have a few Fibonacci levels lining up in the exact same area, making that area a very strong area of consideration. Okay, nope. I don't see any Fibonacci confluence. Just a very rough look. I do think this is going to happen. Stochastics RSI. Maybe you can pull up MA, Donchen channel. Usually when I'm pulling out stochastics and RSI, the thing that I'm looking out for is to see if there is a divergence. Okay, that is the most important thing I want to see. I don't want to be calling for a buy, but I see a bearish divergence. Okay, the best is when I don't see any divergences, and that is my green light to go. Okay, I would say stochastics is kind of agreeing with our analysis. I would say stochastics is kind of agreeing with the analysis. If anything, it's kind of just ranging. Yep, I would say stochastics is agreeing with the analysis. RSI. Give me a sec, guys. RSI, I would say, is also agreeing with the analysis. Ichimoku is agreeing. Donchen channel is agreeing as well, because when it reaches this bottom part here, it would also have reached the bottom of the Donchen channel. Okay, which means it's time to reverse. Okay, so I would think this is a good setup for a buy. Okay, I would say if I have to give like how confident I am, I would say I'm closer to 80% confident for this buy. Okay, we've got 7 more minutes. Let's try to do one more. I think Octavian requested for EUR. If today tomorrow will be alternate session. Yep, I think so as well. If today BTC closes, yep. If it doesn't pull back, then it'll probably be alternate session. Okay, I'm gonna start straight with the indicators. EUR USD is based on the indicators is very bullish. Okay, again, I don't usually trade with indicators first. Indicators are the last thing I trade. Okay, I'm very but because we only have 5 more minutes left, so this is kind of like the shortcut. It's a shortcut way of doing analysis. But the best way to do analysis is, of course, looking for support resistance first, looking for trend first. That's the best way to do analysis. Okay, why? Because indicators should be the last thing that decides whether you are going in for a buy or sell. Sorry, I can't find my channel. Okay, there you go. Okay, it's definitely an uptrend. Everything is showing it's an uptrend. What I'm looking for right now is that area of pullback where we can get in for a sell. Okay, I'm definitely biased that it is a buy. I just want to know where is it going to pull back to. Okay, where are you going to pull back to? Then I can get in for a buy. Okay, this is my area of. Give me a sec. Let me try to find. Okay, this is not a complete move. I cannot find Fibonacci if it's not a complete move. Buy to here. Okay, if price pulls back here, I'm fairly confident it's gonna reverse off here, and then that's this. Okay, for those who are like watching this and be like, oh, I wish there was an entry right now. I just want to let you know, trading is actually very boring. It is actually very boring. I don't know if you guys have heard this. Trading is 10% buying, 10% selling, and 80% of the time you are just waiting. You are just waiting for entry. Okay, so for those who are wondering why all our entries require us to wait, is because the best entries are the ones that require us to wait. It's very rare that I open a chart and immediately I get in on an entry, unless you are going to the 15 minutes or the 3 minutes or the 5 minutes. But we are looking at the 4 hours. Okay, we're looking at 4 hours. We're looking at a daily time frame. So it's very rare that I open my charts immediately there's an entry. So we're gonna have to wait, unfortunately. Hey, this is what I think is gonna happen. Today, oh, there's news today. Okay, I think it's gonna reverse here. We can get in here for a buy. Okay, stop loss. I'm gonna just put it here. A very close take profit will be here. Okay, if not, the other take profit is here. Okay, these are your options for EUR USD. Look, there is a chance it's not even going to reach my buy entry. I feel like it's a bit far-fetched. Maybe the more likely buy entry is actually here. Okay, but when I'm looking at the daily time frame, I like to use the bigger time frame as reference because the bigger time frames has stronger structure. Okay, the structure on the bigger time frame is stronger. When I'm looking at the 4 hours, it looks like it's just gonna come here. It looks like it might just come here and reverse. It might not even reach here. Okay, it might not even reach there. But ideally, I want it to reach here. GDP. Oh, okay. So there's news tonight. That's why I was saying beginning of the webinar, if there's anything to do with fundamentals, try not to ask me. I'm purely a technical analyst. All my profits I got from technical analysis. I do know traders who use fundamental analysis. I think fundamental analysis requires a lot of like following of the news, a lot of reading, and I don't like. It kind of turns me off. That's why I'm purely technical analysis. And I think it's okay for now because technical analysis has made me quite a bit of profit already. But yes, if you are a fundamental analysis, please take note that there's news tonight. Thank you, Alexandra, for letting us know. There's a GDP, the QOQ, advanced and durable goods orders. Yes. I don't know how much that will move the market, but yes, do take note that there's news. Okay, I think this is just my safest bet. Okay, this is not the best bet. I think chances are prices won't even reach our buy entry, but if I have to look for a very safe trade, I think this is the safest trade I can look for. Okay, so ideally you want to wait for price to get here, might not get there. Okay, take note, it might not reach our buy entry. Might not reach our buy entry. Yeah. Indicators all agree. We pulled out the indicators. Yep. Just looking at the Ichimoku, really might not reach our buy entry. Okay, let me try to find a more probable buy. Because think about it, if price reaches the buy entry, it will need to break the Ichimoku cloud, reach here, and then turn back. That doesn't make sense, right? If it breaks the Ichimoku cloud, it means that it's on a downtrend already. Okay, so let me try to find another buy entry. Sorry, I'm rushing for time, so okay. I think the more likely buy entry will be this area. Okay, stop loss, you can put it here. The take profit, you can put it here. This is going to be a very short trade already. This is not even going to be, this is going to be scalping already. Okay, this is not for day traders, this is not for swing traders. Okay, this is more like, okay, it is, you can, day traders can still use this, but this is going to be a very short trade. Okay, I think this is more likely what's going to happen. I think that entry just now doesn't look like price can even reach. Yep. Stochastics is an agreement because it needs to pull back. By the time it pulls back, it will be just nice. Just nice. It's time to reverse. Okay, I think this is a buy. I think the entry is in this area. Stop loss, you can put it here. Take profit here and here. Indicators, especially the ones that are showing trend, is agreeing. Other than that, I don't really have anything for you guys. Thanks for joining our webinar. I will see you guys the next time I see you guys. I don't know when I'm taking you guys again, but yes, happy trading. I hope you make lots of profits. And thanks for joining. Okay, bye everyone. Thanks. Bye. Thank you, Amit. Thank you, Alexandro. Bye, Tanaka. Bye, Tevin. Is this recorded? Yep, it is recorded. You can get the recording from IronFX. Okay, bye everyone. Thanks for joining. I will catch you guys again very soon.